Department of Pediatrics, Government Medical College, Kozhikode, presents you a class on basic life support. So first I will mention basic life support for pediatric age group. So consider this as a 1-year-old child found unresponsive in the house or in a hospital. So first thing is to see the scene safety. So for a resuscitator to come near the patient, first thing is scene safety. You should look for any dangerous gas or any landslide, or if there is any chance for an accident, you should not go. So your safety is first. So if the scene is safe, next thing is to check for responsiveness. So in a young baby less than 1 year, you can tap the foot and look for responsiveness. Otherwise, tap on the shoulder and ask for response. If there is no response, call for help and ask for AED. So in any BLS, especially in adults, cardiac event may be the primary cause. So automated external defibrillator, if present, should be brought by the second helper. So call for help and ask for AED. After that, you have to check for pulse, that is central pulse. In an adult or an older child, it is the carotid pulse that has to be looked for. For that, you have to palpate the thyroid cartilage, the most prominent part in the trachea, in the neck, then slide laterally with the 3 fingertips, second, third and fourth fingertips, slide laterally to a groove between trachea and the sternocleidomastoid muscle. You might have seen a prominent muscle here. So in the groove, you can palpate and you can check for carotid pulse. Maximum 10 seconds you can spend for this checking. If there is no pulse felt, that has to be considered as absent pulse. At the same time, you should look tangentially and look for any chest raise. If there is no pulse, no breathing, you have to start cardiopulmonary resuscitation. For an infant, it is better to look at the brachial pulse, that is in the radial groove. So here will be the brachial pulse, central artery pulsation to be looked for infants less than 1-year-old child. So when there is no pulse, no breathing, we have to start cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So it is CAB sequence: compression, airway opening, then breathing. CAB sequence. So how to give chest compression? So you should consider 2 age groups mainly: less than 1 year, more than 1 year. So in a child less than 1 year, the site is in the sternum just below the nipple line. Nipple line is the line joining 2 nipples. So you should press just below the nipple line in the center, that is in the sternum. Never compress if sternum, it may fracture and injure the liver. Never compress the ribs, it may also fracture. So compress with 2 finger tips, that is second and third finger. I am telling about cardiac compression in infant. So 2 fingertips like this you should compress. So there are 4 main points for an effective cardiac compression. One is rate. It should be 100 to 120 compressions per minute. That means 1 second has 2 compression. That is the rate. So you should count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the pace at which you should compress. So first is rate. Second is depth. It should be 1/3 the AP diameter of the chest. So you should compress 1/3 the AP diameter. There should be full chest recoil. What does that mean? Consider this as a chest. If you compress and doesn't allow full recoil, it will be like this, and again you will compress. This is not enough. You should allow full chest recoil. That is the 3rd point. 4th point is minimum interruption. So once you start chest compression and resuscitation, this cycle should go for at least 2 minutes before you check for presence or return of pulse. So 2 minutes continuous CPR is a must for an effective resuscitation. So 4 points: rate 100 to 120, depth 1/3 the AP diameter, allow full chest recoil, minimum interruption. So this is for cardiac compressions. And the compression ventilation ratio universally is 30:2. What does that mean? After 30 compression you have to give 2 breaths, but there is an exception. If it is a pediatric patient and there are 2 resuscitators, the ratio is 15:2, considering the fact that in children hypoxia is the main cause for cardiac arrest, unlike in adults where myocardial infarction or arrhythmia may be the primary cause, where compression becomes more important. So 15:2 is the compression ventilation ratio in pediatric age group. So I mentioned one method of cardiac compression in children less than 1 year. In such a case, if there are 2 resuscitators, you can adopt another method, that is 2-thumb encircling method. In that case, one person will go to the foot end, will cover the chest like this, and with 2 thumb tips at the same site you compress like this at the same rate. Everything else is same. So this is known as 2-thumb encircling technique. And the other person can give bag and mask ventilation or mouth to mouth ventilation from the head end. So only if 2 persons are there, one can be at the foot end for thumb encircling method and other can be at head end. Otherwise, if only one person is there, they should stand on the right side and give compression, and at the same time can give breath without changing his position. Then I will come to older child. After 1 year, the heel of palm is used for compression. This is the heel of palm. So depending on the size of the patient, you can use single hand like this or both hands, one hand over the other. In that, few things we should look for. Wrist, elbow and shoulder should be in straight line and it should be just perpendicular to the chest. You should not keep the fingers on the chest. It should be just the palm touching the chest. Movement should come from the shoulder and there should not be any bender, no crisscrosser, no bouncer, no massager, and you should not rock. So these things are not advisable in cardiac compression in older child. Rate is same, depth is same, recoil should be allowed, no interruption. All the 4 rules are applicable for older children also. But the site, there is slight difference. Site is in the nipple line. What I told for less than 1 year, it is just below the nipple line. Here it is in the nipple line in the center of the sternum. And after 30 compressions, you should give breath. For that, you have to open the airway. In all patients, when they become unconscious, the muscle strength, muscle tone will be lost and the tongue will fall back, the chin will go back and there will be pharynx obstruction. To open the airway, head tilt, chin lift maneuver should be done. How to tilt the head? Take the left hand, 3 fingers, keep it on the forehead and tilt. This is head tilt. How to do chin lift? With the 3 fingertips, just lift the chin up, only the bony part. Never compress the soft tissue. Then it will obstruct the airway more. So chin lift, head tilt. This is for opening the airway. Then nose pinch for older patient and mouth to mouth breathing can be given. For that you should take a normal breath, no need of deep breathing. Normal breath, mouth to mouth seal and give a normal exhalation. At the same time there should be chest rise. So twice you should do like that. 30:2 is the ratio of compression to ventilation. After that, immediately you have to restart compression. If it is a young baby, mouth and nose both can be included in your mouth. So there is head tilt, chin lift alone, no need of nose pinch. But this mouth to mouth breathing is not advisable in all circumstances and it is better to use an interface. if in a hospital setting we will have mask, HME filter is advisable as a virus filter nowadays. Fix it and use the ambu bag. Here EC clamp is the important holding method. What is EC clamp? First you should fix the mask to the HME. Keep the thumb inside and properly fix it, otherwise in between it will loose off. Then this is the C. C should grasp the rim of the mask. If it is a round mask, this is the method, and you should select proper mask. It should cover nose, angle of mouth and all. Should not injure eyes. Should not hang down beyond the chin. So it should be a tight seal. C clamp is for tight sealing. With E, this is the E, 3 fingers. That should be on the bony part of the mandible, lifting the mandible up towards the mask. So there is an airtight seal, and with the other hand you compress over 1 second. So each breath is delivered over 1 second, not very fast. And the ratio same, 30:2. So after 30 compression, those giving compression will stop compressing, and you should give 2 compressions, one after another. If there is oxygen supply, you can connect here and reservoir here. This is about the compression. And one thing, if the child has an advanced airway, there need not be any interruption of compression. You can compress at the same rate, 100 to 120, and the bagging is 10 per minute. So in every 6 seconds you give 1 breath. Those doing compression can continue at the rate of 100 to 120. That is only if there is an advanced airway like endotracheal tube. Then if there one more situation I will mention. So how to differentiate child and adult? If there is a sign of puberty like breast enlargement in a female or axillary and chest hair in a male, that patient is considered as adult, and the protocol is asked for adult, that is 30:2 compression, and others. Below that it is considered as a pediatric patient. Now I will mention one more scenario where there is no breathing but pulse is well felt, above 60 per minute, and there is good perfusion. In that case, that is more common than cardiopulmonary arrest. This is known as apnea. Maybe due to sedation, for CT scan or MRI we might have given some midazolam, or due to hypoxia also or seizure there can be apnea. So in apnea, if there is heart rate more than 60 with perfusion, there is no need of chest compression. In that situation we need only breath. That breath is called rescue breath. The technique is same but the rate is 20 per minute in all ages. 20 per minute means we have to compress once in 3 seconds. 1 and 2 and 3 and squeeze. 1 and 2 and 3 and squeeze. This is the rate in rescue breath. Should not be very fast bagging. It will inflate the chest very much and will reduce the venous return and thus the cardiac output. And after 2 minutes, when will be 2 minutes over? If you are counting 1 to 30 and completing 5 such cycles, 5 30 compression cycles, it will be 2 minutes. At that time, those giving compression should go for bagging and those giving bagging should go for compression. So there should be exchange of rescuers at the end of 2 minutes, and you can auscultate or palpate for pulse. If we are giving shock also, every 2 minutes we can look for shockable rhythm and give shock with AED. So 2 minutes complete continuous compression is the most important step in cardiopulmonary resuscitation. If it is 15:2 cycle, 10 such cycles should be completed, then only it will be 2 minutes. And which is the triangle of resuscitator? One person on the head end for breathing, one on right side for compression, and another one staff nurse on left side for drugs or monitors or defibrillator use. This is triangle of resuscitator. A nurse, one for airway and breathing, one for compression. They should go in clockwise direction after every 2 minutes. This should be continued till there is spontaneous return of circulation and breathing. This is a very life-saving knowledge every doctor and even public should have. Thank you.